What loophole did you exploit for years before someone found out?
I used to live in an apartment across the road from a casino whilst at university. They released an app where if you check in, you get points that go towards free food and drinks. Because I was close enough to the casino, I could just check in without going to the casino itself. Every Saturday I used to get a free burger, fries and drink and watch sport in the sports bar. They eventually scrapped the app. It was awesome considering I was a broke uni student. Circa late 80s. You could make a long-distance collect call from a pay phone, and charge it to a private number. The operator would call the other number to confirm. We'd ask the operator to call the number of another pay phone nearby, and have a friend authorize the call. Free long distance for almost a year.
I used to work at a grocery store and we had this era of the steak discounts. Hundreds of coupons for $5 off a steak were just everywhere for some reason. I found out that if I used the self-checkout and bought a steak that was less than $5 while using the coupon, the machine would give me back the difference in change. I ate dozens of free steaks and filled my change jar up nicely. Edit. Typical holy shit, this blew up, thank you for awards blah blah blah. But seriously, thank you. I've been alone in my basement for months talking to my pet bunny and today I felt like a goddamn rock star.
At my current apartment complex, they just changed the laundry machines, so you need to use this super shitty slow app. I found out if you press start on the app and start on the machine and then back out of the app while it's chatting with the machine will start but won't charge any money. Been washing and drying for free for a few months. App name is similar to Small GS or Small Payments. Edit. Others in this thread use this app, so I'm gonna hold back the direct name of it and y'all can use this trick for longer.
Arby's used to have a "take a survey" on the back of the receipt and get a free roast beef sandwich, but when I got the free one, I got a receipt then too. I bought one sandwich, got literally dozens for free over the course of a year or so.
Local casino issued a $20 free play coupon in the newspaper with no expiration date. I talked to the newspaper delivery guy and asked him about that copy, and he told me he's got hundreds of them in the van as they were a few days old now. I got all of them, clipped out the coupons and proceeded to make $19.50 every day after work for around 500 or so days. Not quite years, but pretty damn close. The casino never printed a coupon without expiration, one per customer rules ever since.
The thing we clocked in on when I worked at Kmart would round to the closest quarter hour. So by clocking in 8 minutes early, and clocking out 8 minutes after my shift, I got paid for 30 minutes rather than for the 16 minutes. By exploiting this, I was paid 2.5 hours of overtime a week. Cumulatively, during my time there, this added up to about 6.5 weeks of extra pay. I wasn't ever caught, though. Edit. Actually, since it was all overtime, it was closer to 10 weeks of regular pay.
When I was a kid, there was a pay phone down the street that if you put your quarter in, made a call but no one answered, it would give you back 2 quarters. Went there all the time and called home when I knew no one was there to answer.
Worked out how to get the jackpot every time on a Connect 4 fruit machine in a pub I used to drink in. It would cost about £5 to £10 before you'd get into the bonus round, then when you did, you'd play a Connect 4 game against the machine. You place the first counter, and then after the machine places the next counter, you mirror the machine's move. Every game ends in a draw, and you win the jackpot, which was £50. The pub landlord removed the machine after around 3 months as it was regularly empty, basically paid for my drinking and more for 3 months.
Used to work at Starbucks like 7 years ago, and they used to print these receipts where if you filled out a survey it would give you a 6-digit code which you could then exchange for a free drink. However, when you gave in the receipt with the code, we would just toss it in the garbage and then give the free drink. So over a shift I would just keep all the survey receipts when people didn't want them, write random numbers on them, then keep a wallet full of free coffee. Since I already got tons of free drinks, I would give them to homeless people and explain it was good for a free coffee. Probably gave away like 100 free drinks.
In high school, RP.E. grade was based on improvement. We took a skills test at the beginning and another at the end, and your grade was based on how much you improved. So, once I learned that, I always sucked at the first test and then did miraculously better at the second, so I had a massive improvement, and thus, a better grade.
I went to a sporting goods store and they asked me for my phone number when I was paying. I was in a bad mood and didn't want to fight with the clerk, so I told them our local area code +555 1212, which is the old number for directory assistance. Clerk accepted it and I left. When I checked my receipt, I had a huge number of loyalty points, because apparently a ton of other people did the same thing. I called the office the next day and switched the account to my new address. A half dozen times over the next few years, I went and got free stuff with all the points that I kept racking up as one of their most loyal customers. Because I was a good student and rarely got into trouble, I was allowed to have my own phone extension in my room. So, if I was out past curfew, I'd call home. When my mom answered, I'd say, "It's for me. I've got it." And she'd think I was up in my room. She never did catch on.
Still ongoing. Thanks to a charge card, I was granted top-tier elite status with a hotel chain. I downgraded 6 years ago, but the status remained. The hotel chain went through a merger, but since I had retained the status for over 10 years, I was given lifetime top status in the new program that was created.
My old job, I worked at a pretty large gym, gold level, like the third highest level. Monthly fee was $79 for the gold membership, but employees got a free diamond membership. Worked there for a year and a half before I quit, but my account was never deactivated. Been going there for a while completely free, still not found out. Diamond membership is like $200 a month.
When Lyft first came out, they were giving away free rides up to like $20–30 if I remember correctly. All you had to do was refer a friend. So me and my college roommate just made a few email address, and somehow my free rides glitched and I just kinda had free rides for the year. Edit. I remember what caused the glitch. I had lost my debit card that was linked to the account, so I had to cancel it and get a new one. For some reason, Lyft kept processing payments to my old card, but it never came out of my bank account.
When I was in college, they had this deal where if you signed up for a free trial of Netflix, you could get a $10 gift card code for Papa John's. They didn't even ask for a credit card back then, just an email, so I would just make new email addresses to use and would get a code every time. Not only did I get free Netflix for a while, but I also got a lot of free pizza.
I had a killer racket in school where I would buy the graduating class's used textbooks for like $5 and then sell them to a third-party bookseller in the next town over, who would pay me between $25 and $30 for each one. Eventually people started asking questions and others figured out the deal.
Parking meters took credit cards. But they weren't actually connected to a live network at all times. The machine just confirmed the card number was valid and was not expired, then spit out a valid pass. So when my card number got stolen and replaced, I kept my old, cancelled card. Of course, when the system tried to run the card later, it would be declined. My car and I were long gone by then. Sadly, they wised up and now it charges your card before giving you a pass.
At my old job, we had a vending machine in the basement that gave change back when you bought something. Sometimes it gave more than you paid. No one used this machine as the basement was being reconstructed, but it was regularly filled. Edit. Someone asked this. It went on for about a year and a half and I don't know what happened to the machine. It was just gone one day. Someone could have caught on, or it could have been because construction was finished. I probably made $500 to $700 in cash back. And at one point I actually had a sack of coins.
The McDonald's app used to have an entry in the order book for garlic parmesan fries that you only found through the search option. It cost $0. Every time I ordered it, I got free regular fries. Also, you can set the drink option on Happy Meals to coffee, which is not really a loophole but handy.
Part-time retail worker for big chain. Work gives employees a 5% discount over all purchases, increasing to 10% on store products. Gift cards are store products. So are vegetables and a lot of groceries. By paying $45 on a $50 gift card and then using said card for my shopping, I can purchase $55.55 in groceries, for an effective 19% discount on almost all my essential shopping, and 14.5% on everything else. I have on occasion bought a card online on my phone while queuing at the checkout. 4 years strong and still wondering when they'll realize they're giving me a discount on money. Edit 1. No. You cannot purchase gift cards with gift cards, real money only. They closed that one. Edit 2. Hoo-hoo. Awards. Obligatory edit for thanks.
On the original Kindle, you could purchase a book with an expired card and Amazon would send you the book. A minute later, you'd receive a notification saying the payment didn't go through. You had to select something stating you were aware of this, and then they would take the book back. If you hit the home button, it took you out of the notification and you could continue reading the book, unaware that the payment didn't go through. I did this once a month my junior year in high school. The summer before senior year, I could not do it anymore. Coincidentally, my passion for reading died around that time.
My first credit card ever when I was 18. Many moons ago. I opened a bank account and they sent me a CC. I used it for just shy of 2 years. All kinds of stuff. My first apartment was baller. Never got a bill. Bought nice clothes, systems, subscriptions, food, you name it. Never got a bill. Went to the bank one day to deposit some money and ask when my new card was coming. My old one was about to expire, and they said, "What CC? You aren't supposed to have this." They took it on the spot. Never got a bill. Tens of thousands of dollars easily, all for free.
My high school counselors told everyone we needed 2 years of a foreign language to graduate. It was common knowledge, everyone just listened and took the classes. Everyone. I read the student handbook and it listed the graduation requirements and it said nothing about foreign language. I never took one. My friends didn't catch on until senior year, and when I told them, they warned that I would be in big trouble and might not get to graduate. They freaked out. One girl called me an idiot. I showed him the graduation requirements, available for anyone to read in the student handbook or counselor's office. No one ever said a word. I graduated. Always read the terms and conditions, y'all.
It was only once. Bought a game license on Steam for a game which was on a different launcher. Tried out the game, didn't enjoy it and refunded it. Later I checked the alternate launcher and while Steam gave me my money back, they never cancelled the license at the other company. Got a game with its newest expansion, €70, for free. Edit. Still works and turns out I enjoyed the game after a while.
There is an app for a local burger chain where it allows you to roll the dice to get a code for a free double patty burger upgrade. It was designed so you could only try it once per day, and it even shows the date of the roll on the code so the cashier could verify it. However, I found out that you can just change the date on your phone and try again immediately. If you got nothing, change it again and just keep going until you get the code. Then, when you got the code, you change the date back to current date and the app updates the code so it looks like you rolled it today. I got free burger upgrades for years until they finally got rid of the feature altogether. I don't know if anyone ever figured out this exploit. They removed it for other reasons.
Whole Foods used to have bacon on the breakfast bar. Cooked bacon weighs almost nothing. I would get a pound of cooked bacon for $8. It lasted almost a week. Bacon crumbles for the salad, for the turkey sandwich, and the 100 other things that you can toss bacon into. I used this method for almost a year, then they stopped putting bacon out. Sigh.
I paid $300 a month to park a really pimped-out van in a heated garage in Boston. If you parked front and no one could see you. Found a spot near an electrical outlet and ran a line into the van. Paid for a $10 gym across the street that was open for 24 hours so I had all the hot showers I wanted. Served at a nearby restaurant so ate most of my meals for free. Watched TV on my laptop with the free Wi-Fi from the coffee shop above me. Literally lived in downtown Boston for $310 a month while I went to college.
Photoshop a college parking pass to hang in my rearview mirror, complete with a fake barcode. Even had it laminated. Free parking for 3 years, saved $250 per year. Edit. If I was never caught, does this still count?
I have always lived in a different town than where I work. I've also always worked in an industry that gives preference to my coworkers who are parents. I learned early on that when asking for time off, if I listed, going out of town, as a reasoning, there would be no question or hesitation to grant the time off. I'm rarely ever traveling as that label suggests. I'm merely at my home. In another town, woman shrugging, light skin tone. I have one coworker I have told, but the vast majority have yet to ever figure out my system. There used to be a third-party warranty you could get at Newegg that was called replacement or refund. It was for laptops that were under $500. The warranty cost like $75 for 2 years. At the end of 2 years, I would file a claim for whatever small thing was wrong with the laptop, headphone jack, card reader, bad key, etc. I would send it to them, and they would refund me the full $500. Then I would just buy a different laptop and get the warranty again. I rolled the same $500 for 3 different laptops. I basically rented a laptop from Newegg for $37 per year.
I don't know if this counts as a loophole, but back when I was an unemployed college student and before public transport tickets became electronic where I live, I used to cover my ticket in a thin layer of glue stick. So when I validated the ticket, the ink would stay on top of the glue layer. I would then wash the ticket very carefully with water and the ink would come off. I'd let it dry and I magically had a brand new ticket. This would last about a week before the ticket started looking too weird.
Used to wait tables at an old steakhouse that would put buy one get one free steak coupons in the local newspaper, the first Sunday of every month. Early Sunday morning like clockwork I would drive around and buy as many as I could, sometimes all of them, cut them out and keep a couple in my server book as needed for each shift. Then shift after shift, anytime someone would pay cash for their tab, and before the customer got up, or I'd bring back change if needed, I would walk up to the manager and ask for a comp, showing the ticket and coupon, and that extra cash went straight into my pocket. Turned $100 to $150 nights into $250 to $300 nights. Very quick and honestly too easy. Did it for over a year and a half. Managers never caught on.
I'm still exploiting this one. Whenever I need a shoulder and neck rub, I offer one to my partner. He usually accepts, and I spend some time rubbing his shoulders while we watch TV. Then we switch and I get an awesome rub. I find that if I just ask for one he will definitely do it but loses steam after a few minutes. I think when I give him one first it loosens his muscles up so he's more relaxed, plus maybe he feels more obligated. I intend to keep on exploiting this for as long as I can.
Printers at the university had a flaw that let you print out any number of pages while just paying for a single page. I told too many people about it and they eventually fixed the problem, but I was able to print for really cheap and save a ton on printing. I normally am not the kind of person to do this, but our professor made us print out 20-page state diagrams instead of just submitting them electronically, and I wasn't going to pay for that.
I never once clocked out for lunch. For 10 years. That's 1,300 hours of overtime worked. No one ever said anything and it only ended when we got new clock-in software. I used to buy books on Amazon Kindle with a debit card that had no money on it. The transaction would take a little time but you could download immediately. The problem was if your payment bounced they would remove the book from your device, so if you downloaded the book then turned your Wi-Fi off on your device you could read for free.
My boss was always late and patients would always show up early for the first appointment of the day. I started letting staff know I would be changing it on the schedule to show our first appointment starting 15 minutes earlier. We ran like clockwork for a year until the doc decided to randomly be on time more often. I had to admit patients weren't late, I had just been shifting the schedule to make things run more efficiently. Worked a shitty part-time job with no benefits, career growth, etc. that let you clock in 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after your scheduled shift because it involved a lot of walking. Extra 2.5 hours per paycheck for virtually no effort.
It's a small one, but in high school I didn't want to wear glasses while playing football. We only had glass contacts back then, and we couldn't afford them, so I memorized the standard eye chart. The line you needed to read was DEFPOTEC edit. Fixed the eye chart. Missed an E. My friend used to restock condom machines in pubs and collect the money from them. The machines would always break and get jammed all the time, but because it was condoms no one would ever tell someone that the machine ate their money. He would just count how many condoms were gone and give that amount of money to the company and pocket the rest. Edit. I meant to also say he moved on to another job. Apparently the next person that did it collected all the money correctly and threw all their figures out.
HP used to have an employee shop where they sold all of their stuff at 50 to 70% discounts to employees. Remarkably, you didn't need to log in to anything. If you had the URL, you could place an order, whether you were an employee or not. Delivery was also free and came with the standard HP warranty. Naturally, I listed everything they sold on Amazon for marginally less than everyone else. Made about £5,000 from that in the second year of uni.
My aunt and uncle were trash collectors both professionally and as a hobby. My mom had pulled one of her epic fuck-ups, again, and we ended up living with them. Most of our food came from the trash. However, Domino's had a rewards system where the boxes had blue or red tabs depending on the size of the pizza. Collect enough tabs, get free pizzas. Aunt and uncle collected thousands of those tabs. We ate pizza every weekend for months before the company caught on and they put an end to it. I was 11 at the time, but I remember hearing that their address was banned for life from delivery. I'm pretty sure Domino's also stopped the promotion shortly thereafter. It was awesome while it lasted. Kept a cancelled credit card in the car for paying for parking on city machines that never actually validated the card. Eventually word spread and the city added cellular tech to validate the card. Not years, but when I was broke and had just relocated to a new city, I couldn't afford Wi-Fi for a few months. The first weekend I was laying around my apartment playing on my phone, and I noticed there was a Wi-Fi network in range that was named Gandalf. Well, I attempted to join and after being asked for the WPA, without hesitation I plugged in. You shall not pass, and was surfing the web for free for the next few months.
When we had a daily limit of 1 hour on our AOL account, my sister figured out if you unplugged the phone line during your session and logged back in, it reset your hour.
Okay, pretty amazing stuff. I got a friend who worked for a year at EDF, the main French electricity company. When you work there you pay only 10% of your electricity bill. Fun fact, you can use this advantage on 3 residents. Fun fact 2, for some reason, 10 years after quitting your jobs there you still have the advantage.
In 4th grade, when the teacher accidentally gave me a teacher's copy textbook that looked like a student's, I fucking ran test answers out for 50 answer. Edit. I'm surprised that my 4th grade loophole is my most upvoted comment at the moment.